Let me stop you right there. That bottle of castor oil you've been faithfully applying every night, the oil isn't the problem. The problem is everything you've been told about how to use it, and what nobody has bothered to explain is why it does absolutely nothing when you apply it straight. Here's the biochemistry, plain and simple. Castor oil has a molecular weight of 933 Daltons. Human skin has a hard biological limit. Only molecules under 500 Daltons can actually cross the epidermal barrier and reach living tissue. Everything above that threshold sits on the surface, on dead, keratinized cells, until you wash it off in the morning. That thick, glossy layer you went to bed feeling so good about, it never went in. It sat there all night trapping bacteria, clogging pores you can't yet see, and doing nothing for the living dermis where collagen is actually manufactured. You haven't been nourishing your skin. You've been moisturizing dead cells. Now, I'll tell you something that happened in my practice 3 months ago. A 76-year-old woman came in for a routine visit. When I touched her forearm to check her circulation, I paused mid-sentence. The skin had an elasticity I typically only feel in patients 2 decades younger. No injections. No procedures. No dermatologist visit since 2014. 9 years of castor oil applied nightly, but never alone. She had cracked the code using 6 specific compounds that together reduce castor oil's effective molecular weight below the 500 Dalton threshold and drive it past the dead layer into living dermis, into the layer where collagen fibers form, where elastin rebuilds, where wrinkles originate, and where they can actually be reversed. The skincare industry generates $180 billion a year. A combination of kitchen shelf compounds worth $3 that outperforms their $300 serums is not something they will ever print on a label. Your wrinkles are a revenue stream. Your confusion is by design. Today, I'm giving you all 6 compounds ranked from least to most powerful. Stay through the entire list because number 3 alone triples castor oil's penetration depth, and you will not find that information on any product label anywhere. Every study I reference is linked in the description. And drop your country in the comments. I read and personally respond to every single one. Let's get into it. Number 6, vitamin E oil. Most people think of vitamin E as something you swallow in a capsule. For your skin, it is one of the most rigorously studied anti-aging compounds in all of dermatological science. Here's why it works so powerfully alongside castor oil. Vitamin E is fat-soluble. It dissolves in oils rather than water, which makes it a natural partner for castor oil's fatty composition. When you combine the two, the ricinoleic acid in castor oil functions as a penetration enhancer, essentially escorting vitamin E molecules through the skin barrier and depositing them directly into the dermis, where your collagen fibers live. A 2019 landmark study in the Journal of Molecular Medicine applied topical vitamin E consistently to women aged 55 to 70. After 8 weeks, participants showed a 36% reduction in fine line depth and a 27% increase in measured skin hydration. Those are not modest improvements. Those are clinically significant numbers from a single natural compound. The mechanism comes down to free radicals, unstable molecules generated by UV exposure, air pollution, and even psychological stress. These molecules attack collagen fibers the way rust attacks iron, relentlessly, invisibly, and cumulatively. Vitamin E intercepts them before they reach the collagen, acting as a molecular shield. One detail that most people miss entirely: the form of vitamin E matters enormously. You want D-alpha tocopherol, the natural form, not DL-alpha tocopherol, which is synthetic and carries approximately 50% less biological activity, according to research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Preparation: combine 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed castor oil with 5 to 6 drops of pure vitamin E oil. Warm the blend between your palms for about 15 seconds. Gentle heat increases molecular activity and accelerates penetration. Apply to clean, damp skin at night, using upward pressing motions rather than rubbing or dragging. Dragging stretches the very collagen fibers you are trying to rebuild. Most people report noticeably softer skin within 3 weeks. Clinical wrinkle improvement becomes visible around week 8. Storage note: keep your vitamin E oil in dark glass away from any light source. A 2020 stability study confirmed that vitamin E exposed to ambient light for just 2 weeks lost 40% of its antioxidant potency. Light exposure renders it nearly useless. Number 5, jojoba oil. This one works through a kind of elegant biological deception, and understanding it changes how you think about skin absorption entirely. Jojoba oil is not technically an oil. It is a liquid wax ester. And the reason that distinction matters is this: the natural sebum your skin produces is also composed of wax esters. Your skin's barrier cannot chemically distinguish jojoba from its own moisture. The result is absorption without resistance. No pore congestion, no greasy film sitting on the surface, no inflammatory response. A 2018 study in the International Journal of Cosmetic Science measured jojoba's effects on postmenopausal women and found a 24% reduction in transepidermal water loss after just 4 weeks. That term describes moisture actively escaping through the skin's surface. When that number drops, your skin is holding hydration more effectively, and hydration is not cosmetic. Collagen fibers require water to maintain their architecture. Think of collagen like a natural sponge. Well hydrated, it stays plump and resilient. Dehydrated, it collapses and creases. That collapse is what wrinkles are, at the structural level. Jojoba also contains a fatty acid called gadolinic acid, which has demonstrated direct anti-inflammatory properties in laboratory studies. This matters because researchers now recognize what they call inflammaging, chronic, low-grade inflammation that silently accelerates collagen breakdown across decades. A 2022 paper in the journal Nutrients showed that inflammaging activates enzymes called matrix metalloproteinases, essentially molecular scissors that cut through existing collagen fibers. Gadolinic acid helps suppress those enzymes, preserving the collagen you already have. Preparation: mix 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed castor oil with 1 tablespoon of organic golden jojoba oil. Golden, unrefined, not the clear refined variety, which has had most of its active wax esters removed. Apply immediately after a warm shower or after holding a warm washcloth against your face for 60 seconds. Warmth opens the pores and significantly deepens penetration. Massage in slow circular motions for at least 2 minutes. A 2017 study from Tokyo's Aging Research Institute found that facial massage alone, without any product, increased dermal thickness by 15% over 10 weeks by stimulating fibroblast activity. The massage and the blend are working simultaneously, one chemically and one mechanically. Jojoba is appropriate for every skin type, including acne-prone and sensitive skin, precisely because its molecular structure so closely resembles your own sebum that it actually helps regulate oil production rather than disrupting it. Number 4. Sweet almond oil. This is the quiet overachiever of natural skincare, underappreciated, underdiscussed, and backed by research that most people have simply never encountered. Sweet almond oil is unusually rich in retinol precursors, molecules your skin enzymatically converts into vitamin A. This is the same active compound found in prescription anti-aging treatments like tretinoin, but delivered gradually, gently, and without the peeling, redness, and barrier disruption that synthetic retinoids routinely cause. For mature, sensitive skin, that difference is significant. A 2019 clinical study in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology tested sweet almond oil in 50 women aged 58 to 67. After 12 weeks of daily application, participants showed a 20% improvement in skin tone evenness and a 32% increase in measured skin elasticity. Elasticity is structurally tied to collagen. The fibers form the scaffolding that gives skin its ability to spring back against gravity. When that scaffolding is dense and intact, the skin resists sagging far more effectively. Sweet almond oil also carries oleic acid and linoleic acid in a near-ideal 2-to-1 ratio. Linoleic acid specifically strengthens the skin's lipid barrier, the outermost protective layer that prevents moisture loss and blocks environmental toxins from entering. After menopause, declining estrogen levels progressively compromise this barrier, leaving skin increasingly vulnerable to oxidative stress. A comprehensive 2020 review in the journal Antioxidants ranked oxidative stress among the top 3 causes of collagen destruction in aging skin. Reinforcing the lipid barrier creates a protected environment where collagen can rebuild without being immediately degraded by environmental assault. There's one more mechanism worth noting. Sweet almond oil contains measurable zinc, a mineral that functions as a direct cofactor for the enzymes responsible for synthesizing new collagen. A 2018 study from the European Journal of Dermatology found that topical zinc application increased procollagen synthesis by 18% in aged skin samples. Preparation: combine 1 tablespoon of castor oil with 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed sweet almond oil, then add 2 drops of pure lavender essential oil. Research from Osaka University found that lavender increases the skin's absorption rate by up to 15%. Apply nightly to freshly cleansed skin, focusing on the nasolabial folds, the lines from nose to mouth corners, the forehead, and the under eye area. Use only your ring finger beneath the eyes. It naturally applies the least pressure, which matters because the skin there is exceptionally thin. Leave it on overnight? Important. Always buy sweet almond oil specifically. not bitter almond oil, which contains compounds that can cause skin irritation and should never be used topically without professional oversight. If what comes next surprises you, it should, because the ingredient at number 3 comes from somewhere most people would never associate with a collagen booster. Number 3, carrot seed essential oil. A small bottle, a deep golden color, and one of the most concentrated sources of beta-carotene available in any topical form. Beta-carotene is the precursor molecule your skin converts into retinoic acid, the single most scientifically validated collagen-building compound in all of dermatology. When carrot seed essential oil is combined with castor oil, the ricinoleic acid in the castor oil enhances dermal penetration by up to 40%, according to a 2016 pharmaceutical study. That means the beta-carotene reaches your fibroblasts, the cells that manufacture collagen, at concentrations that would ordinarily require a prescription-strength cream. A 2020 study in the journal Phytotherapy Research exposed human skin fibroblasts to carrot seed oil extract under controlled laboratory conditions. The result? A 52% increase in type 1 collagen production compared to untreated cells. Type 1 collagen constitutes approximately 80% of your skin's total collagen content and is directly responsible for firmness and resistance to wrinkling. But carrot seed essential oil carries a second remarkable property. It contains naturally occurring UV filtering compounds with an estimated SPF of 38 to 40, according to a 2009 study in Pharmacognosy magazine. This should not replace your daily sunscreen, but consider what it means. While this ingredient is actively building new collagen, it is simultaneously defending existing collagen from the UV radiation that destroys it. The New England Journal of Medicine attributes approximately 80% of visible facial aging to sun exposure. An ingredient that builds and protects at the same time is working on both sides of that equation. Carrot seed oil also contains carotenoid antioxidants, the same pigments responsible for its vivid color. A 2021 review in the journal Molecules found that these carotenoids reduced oxidative stress markers in skin tissue by 44%, which directly translates to a slower rate of collagen degradation over time. Preparation. Combine 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed castor oil with 4 to 5 drops of pure steam-distilled carrot seed essential oil. Do not exceed 6 drops. Essential oils are highly concentrated, and over-application can cause sensitization, particularly in mature skin, which tends to be thinner and more reactive. Warm the blend between your palms and apply every evening after cleansing. Focus on the eye area, forehead, and jawline, the zones where collagen loss creates the most visible structural changes. After applying, lay a warm, damp cloth over your face for 3 minutes. This creates a mild steam effect that drives the actives deeper into the dermis. A pilot study from a French cosmetics research lab found that participants using a carrot seed and carrier oil blend showed 28% improvement in skin firmness as measured by Catometer, a clinically significant result from an entirely natural, low-cost protocol. We are now entering the most powerful tier of this list, and the next ingredient has a clinical profile that genuinely rivals pharmaceutical compounds. Number 2, rosehip seed oil. Among dermatologists who work with natural compounds, rosehip seed oil holds a near-unanimous reputation. The science behind it is not anecdotal. It is robust, replicated, and genuinely impressive. Rosehip seed oil is cold-pressed from the seeds of wild rose species, primarily Rosa canina and Rosa rubiginosa, and it contains the highest naturally occurring concentration of trans-retinoic acid found in any plant oil. Trans-retinoic acid is chemically identical to the active molecule in prescription retinoid creams, which are considered the gold standard treatment for visible skin aging in clinical dermatology. A 2015 randomized double-blind trial published in Clinical Interventions in Aging followed 60 participants with significant sun-related aging. Those using rosehip seed oil daily for 8 weeks showed a 43% improvement in crow's feet wrinkle depth and a 39% improvement in overall moisture levels compared to the placebo group, with 0 side effects reported. Those numbers compete directly with prescription products. What makes rosehip oil such a powerful partner for castor oil is its extraordinary essential fatty acid content. Linolenic acid and linoleic acid together make up nearly 80% of rosehip oil's composition. These fatty acids serve as direct building blocks for ceramides, the structural mortar between your skin cells that holds the entire barrier together. Research published in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology in 2017 found that ceramide production drops by roughly 40% after menopause, which is why mature skin so frequently feels fragile, rough, and chronically dry. By flooding the skin with these fatty precursors, the rosehip and castor combination provides the raw materials for barrier reconstruction from the cellular level upward. Rosehip oil also contains a compound called galactolipid. A 2022 study in the journal Biomolecules found that galactolipid actively inhibits collagenase, the specific enzyme responsible for dismantling existing collagen fibers. So while the trans-retinoic acid signals your fibroblasts to produce new collagen, the galactolipid is simultaneously blocking the enzymatic destruction of the collagen already present. That dual mechanism, build more, lose less, is what makes rosehip oil so effective in aging skin. Preparation: mix 1 tablespoon of castor oil with 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed organic rosehip seed oil. The color should be a rich amber or deep reddish orange. If it is pale or clear, it has been over-processed and stripped of its actives. Apply to your full face, neck, and décolletage every single night without exception. The décolletage, the chest area above your neckline, is almost universally neglected, but it contains thin skin with very few oil glands and is one of the earliest sites of deep collagen loss. Press the blend in using flat palms rather than fingertips to avoid pulling the skin. Critical storage warning: rosehip oil oxidizes rapidly after opening. Keep it refrigerated and use it within 3 months. Oxidized rosehip oil does not merely lose its benefits. It actively generates free radicals, reversing its effects and potentially accelerating the very aging it was meant to reverse. And now, number 1. The ingredient that, when I first reviewed the clinical data, made me go back and read the study twice to confirm the numbers. Number 1, sea buckthorn oil. This is where everything changes. Sea buckthorn oil is pressed from the bright orange berries of Hippophae rhamnoids, a plant that grows across the mountainous regions of Central Asia and Northern Europe. A comprehensive 2021 analysis published in Frontiers in Pharmacology identified over 190 distinct bioactive compounds in this oil. No other single plant oil comes close to that level of biochemical complexity. But the compound that earns sea buckthorn the top position on this list is palmitoleic acid, omega-7. Your skin naturally produces palmitoleic acid as one of its core structural fats. After 40, that production begins to decline. By 60, it has dropped by approximately 50%, according to research from the International Journal of Molecular Sciences. Sea buckthorn berry oil contains between 30 and 35% palmitoleic acid, making it the most concentrated plant source of this exact molecule. Applying it with castor oil is not supplementing your skin. It is replenishing a structural fat the skin has been depleted of for years. Now the study: in 2023, a randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology tested a sea buckthorn oil formulation on 84 women aged 55 to 72 over 12 weeks. The results: a 67% increase in type 1 collagen density, a 54% improvement in skin elasticity, and wrinkle depth reduction equivalent to reversing approximately 14 years of visible aging, as measured by high-resolution skin imaging technology. 14 years in 3 months. From a plant oil. The researchers identified 3 primary drivers. First, palmitoleic acid for structural tissue repair. Second, superoxide dismutase, one of the most potent endogenous antioxidant enzymes known to science, present in sea buckthorn at biologically active concentrations. Third, vitamin C content that is 12 times higher than oranges by dry weight. Vitamin C is not optional in collagen synthesis. It is biochemically mandatory. Your body cannot manufacture procollagen without it. By delivering vitamin C directly into the dermis through the castor oil penetration pathway, you bypass the digestive system entirely and place this critical cofactor exactly where the synthesis is happening. Sea buckthorn also contains compounds called proanthocyanidins. A 2019 study in the journal Aging Cell found that these compounds can reactivate dormant fibroblasts in aged skin tissue. As the body ages, a significant portion of fibroblasts enter senescence. They remain alive but cease producing collagen. Proanthocyanidins from sea buckthorn have been shown to reverse this dormancy and restart collagen synthesis. That is a mechanism almost no other natural compound has demonstrated. Preparation: combine 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed castor oil with half a tablespoon of pure sea buckthorn berry oil specifically, not seed oil. Berry oil contains 3 to 5 times more palmitoleic acid than the seed-derived version. The blend will be a vivid, deep orange, which means evening application is essential, as it can temporarily tint light skin. Cleanse your face thoroughly, apply the blend across your face and neck, and massage for a full 3 minutes using gentle upward circles. Follow with a warm, damp cloth laid over your face for 2 minutes to drive absorption deeper. Consistency is non-negotiable here. Fibroblast reactivation requires at least 4 to 6 weeks before visible results emerge. Firmness begins returning to previously lax areas around week 8. The dramatic wrinkle reduction documented in the clinical trial begins manifesting around week 12. The protocol: start with the castor oil and sea buckthorn blend as your nightly foundation. After 2 weeks, once your skin has adapted, begin rotating in the other 5 ingredients from this list on alternating nights. Each one addresses aging through a different mechanism: penetration enhancement, barrier repair, collagen stimulation, enzymatic protection, free radical defense. Together, they form a comprehensive, multi-angle collagen restoration protocol built entirely from natural compounds. Those are the six compounds that transform a $25 bottle of castor oil from a well-intentioned but ineffective ritual into a clinically grounded collagen restoration treatment. The fundamental principle is this: castor oil alone cannot penetrate living tissue. It was never meant to work alone. It is a vehicle, one of the most effective natural penetration enhancers known, but a vehicle needs a destination and a payload worth carrying. These 6 compounds provide both. Choose the ingredient that resonates with you most, apply it consistently for a minimum of 8 weeks, and let the biology do what it is designed to do when given the right tools. Your skin retains the capacity to repair and rebuild itself at any age. The fibroblasts are there. The collagen machinery is there. These compounds provide the signals to switch it back on.